why every time I start recording a video does the whole neighbourhood start like, way? Like, I don't get it. Just shut up. I'm recording. Do you not understand? Thank you. Vidcon London. The first Vidcon ever to be hosted in London, by the way, if you weren't aware. So you'd expect it to be fleshed out to celebrate the community and the events in it. You know, fleshed out with fun, games and antics for memories that you won't forget for years. But I mean, the cracks start to show already on day one.
Feeling like Jeffree Star when I'm wearing that Louis Vuitton. Ooh.
Hello and welcome back to a lovely video, and I'm here to discuss VidCon. A lot of people ask me why I wasn't there, and there's a few very good reasons for it. One, I don't trust VidCon from what disruption it's caused in the US, and two, it's a bit pricey. First off, so £70, you'd expect a lot for £70. So I'm going to break down why it isn't worth your £70 or £700, as you'll find out later in the video.
Not to fuck up the game, but now I like Tanacon.
Oops. Hank Green, the owner and founder of VidCon, decided late last year to host VidCon in London, which is great. You know, you'd think, oh great, you know, give the UK a chance to meet their favourite YouTubers like Rhett and Link and all the rest of the other YouTube gubbins from America. Great stuff, whatever. But it's weird because he's never wanted to host an event here before, but when his book launches, he wants to host one here while he's here. Is it a publicity stunt for his book? Possibly. But I digress. But what I've heard from people who spent their hard-earned cash on this, it hasn't been great. One media representative I've been talking over Twitter for a while now, told me that they ran out of media passes. Now you'd think an event such as VidCon would have plenty, especially for people that have paid £700 for their VidCon ticket. £700. I can't even stress that. No, £700. That's nearly £1,000 for a ticket. One ticket. And he bought 5 of these for him and part of his team to go and, you know, get some publicity for VidCon. See how it was, see how things were rocking and rolling. But they ran out. And he was one of the unfortunate ones that they ran out on. You know, you'd think they'd have enough passes as well, especially for the media team, which are here to review the event. Surely you'd want a decent review on the first event that you've hosted in London. It just makes sense, doesn't it? But he didn't go away empty-handed. They didn't just turn him away at the door. We'll get onto that later as well. They didn't just turn them aside at the door. They gave them the honourable thing to do and gave them, no, not the tear down. No, that's right, not the tear down. They gave them the community pass for £70, which means they couldn't access any of the workshops for the media. They couldn't go to any of the media outlets. They could use the expo hall and meet James Charles. Great. Not meet James Charles and go, James, just a quick question for you know, their media company. It was more just the event. What? This is a 10th of the price for what they paid, and they got no keynotes, no panels, no nothing. They had to walk around a hall for £700. That was it. Walk around the hall for £700. Now, one of the lucky ones that did get in was one of the owners of Scalab Gaming, and he decided to have a quick bite to eat. You know, it's a busy day, you know, you stop for food, and VidCon, understandably, would provide food for £700. You'd think, oh, it must be of a decent standard. Take a look at this tweet from this bloke that was there. What the hell is that sandwich for media representatives? That is bloody ridiculous. It's literally a cheesy leaf in a sandwich, and that's not a great deal for them. That's fairly shocking. So you paid £700 for some panels, which according to another source that I got told from, you could have literally just googled the information. So it wasn't any insider knowledge, it wasn't anybody who's learnt the trade, it's someone that literally went on Google. As I'm keeping the people's names completely anonymous throughout this, we were also told that half of VidCon's staff were ill, so they couldn't attend the event, and it was that badly organised that they had to fly more people out from the US to fill in the gaps for them. Apparently it was that bad as well that Google representatives walked out of some of the keynotes, which is quite embarrassing for an event as big as VidCon. Like, what I'd like to know, and this is an open letter, how the hell, after 10 years, can you shoddily organise this event? Surely you have connections, surely you've got a basic standard, a skeleton of the event now. Surely you should have some kind of glue holding everything together after a decade of doing it. It shouldn't be this slapstick.
Not to fuck up the game, but now I like Tanacon. Oops.
Why? I'm glad you asked why, but I'll tell you why. It hit me all of a sudden. Somewhere in the city. The event that, got started in a park. It was there to celebrate the fans and creators alike, and because they don't have a demographic VidCon in the UK, they decided to stick their fingers in that YouTube pie, get some of your valuable British creators, well, of what you thought were going, we'll get onto that later, and try and beat the demographic and beat the timescale of Summer in the City this year. Which is, I mean, it's a clever marketing move, but really? It seems to me that it was completely rushed. Very, very rushed. Quite a few of the viewers of this channel that I asked said that it was practically bare. It was practically one big photo booth. And I'll put some pictures on the screen. This was all there was to the event. Photo booth after photo booth after photo booth. Then the panels. Summer in the City has literally a fairground in it. It has shops, it has games, it has loads of stuff like that. And not once did anybody that told me any of this information say that there was anything good about VidCon, other than that the people they met in and out of VidCon, and that it was, they were happy to be there because they got to meet everybody who they wanted to, and obviously the creators got to meet creators alike, which is fantastic, and I can't wait for 60. Bias aside, it was shocking. If you go digging on YouTube, you'll find out that some of the most PG family channels are complaining about how empty VidCon London was.
Initial impressions, it's a lot smaller than Summer in the City, and there's a lot less to do in there. The stuff that's been put on for creators, the panels, the workshops, that side of things, spot on. The real headline stuff, the Rhett and Link stuff particularly, has been excellent. I still have my reservations about the bit in the middle. The girls were bored, and they're the target audience.
I mean, people literally paid for a fancy photo booth. If other events, such as Sitsy, can fit an entire fairground in a smaller function, why couldn't they?
Not to fuck up the game, but now I like Tanacon. Oops.
Moving on to create a bias, I'm pretty sure you've all heard about BeanCon and the scandalous, bizarre moment and movement that caused. It was utterly bizarre. I'm Alex, a very famous YouTuber, decided that he was going to host a panel on VidCon, which is great. It's nice to see the commentary community finally get some recognition, because it doesn't happen very often. So that was quite a big step for the community. And on the day, Alex very excited to go, understandably, and he got to the main gate and, oh no, you're not on the list, he was told. Why wasn't Alex on the list when he had been plastered all over saying he was coming and that he was actually on a panel tomorrow? I mean, it's strange, but I don't think it was accidental. It was very much planned. Personally, I think that someone did a bit of digging and found that Alex wasn't really a good mythical morning of the community and realised that he did videos on various other YouTubers and found like different bits and pieces and how they lied and scammed and cheated and stuff like that, because that might cause a fuss at the event. So they didn't bother, and they just thought, well, instead of removing the people that did do that, just wipe the one person off that's proved a point. Now, I could be wrong, it's possible, it's happened in the past, but that seems like a decent guess. But the real kick in the teeth here is not that Alex got taken off the list, because that's fine, you know, they can do what they want, it's their event, obviously, but it's the fact that people bought tickets, some people specifically to see Alex at these panels, at these events, to come and meet him, and he wasn't allowed in the event. And they only removed him on the day of Vidcon. Keep this in mind. He was removed on the day of Vidcon, which means that some sneaky sly bugger over at Vidcon removed them after everybody had bought their tickets, specifically and most probably deliberately to boost their prices, which is sad. It's more than sad, it's scummy. It's really, really scummy, in fact. But I do have to say to Alex, you were an absolute star, staying in the freezing cold. You know, it's Britain, still in winter, and near the Keys, where the XL is. It's quite near the waterfront, so it's bloody cold. And you hosted your own BeanCon, obviously a piss take of Vidcon, and that's great. And you stayed with people and made people come outside, and obviously you shouldn't have had to do that in the first place, but give you your due, you did it, and you made everybody happy because they bought the tickets to see you. And now that is what the event's all about. It's not about money, it's not about profit, it's about celebrating Vidcon as a whole. Vidcon's there to showcase how bloody great YouTube is as a platform, how good the fans are, how good the creators are, and the celebration of it all. And obviously I think that message has got lost in translation over a decade of doing it. So I thought, oh God, I mean, how hard can it be to host an exciting event, you know, where it's free entry, you know, plenty of seating, toilets, food and drink, and entertainment, of course. Now, I was thinking, and I just couldn't put my finger on where to do it. Yes, my local pub. And from there, Wetherspoons was the first host of BeanCon, and boy, was it fantastic. I mean, it was great. There was good food, entertainment, and beautiful decor on site. What wasn't to love? But then, we hit a bit of a hitch in the road. Well, there's always next year. Anyway, thank you very, very, very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please slap a like on it. I appreciate it a lot. And, hey. Thank you to the Bacon Lord and Connor Edits for liking and retweeting my pinned tweet. If you want to be the chance of getting a shout out on the old Twitters, go to my Twitters and retweet the pinned tweet, which will probably be this video. So, thank you very, very much for watching again, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbyes.